All right, how we doing out there, guys? So like I did last video, I'm gonna use this time to address both classes now that we're on the same Monday to Sunday week. There's really no reason to cut two videos. We're on different material naturally because we have a full term class and then a half term class. But if you just pay attention closely, listen to when I say, all right, full term class, those are the ones that have been with me since the beginning of the year, 2021, that is January. Perk your ears up when I address you, and then those of you who are in the half-term class, when I address you, I will say so. Half-term class, listen up. Perk your ears up for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and I will start with the full-term class. Okay, so full-term class, this is your little section of the video. We are on our 14th week, okay? 2 weeks ago, you guys had your spring break, okay? And this is for both GNTC classes, okay? I will just tell both classes this. Last week was my school's spring break, okay? I teach at a Catholic school here in Jacksonville. I live a little outside of St. Augustine. And our spring break was this past week. Okay, so I'm recording this April 11th, so I'm talking about Easter throughout the week. Okay, so just like I gave you all the week off because naturally it was spring break, right? And college was closed. I took advantage of my own spring break. Not to say that I neglected my duties or grading or lesson planning. I did all that stuff too, a little bit each day. But that's to say I treated the week as though it were a break, okay? A spring break, okay? So the grading that I would have done that week, not all of it is probably up to date. So I'm going to spend this week, okay, resuming 4/12 Monday, back to school, okay, getting caught up on backlogged assignments, all that stuff. So continual trickling in of assignments if you are on the lookout for those. But full term class, week 14, this is going to be our revise, edit, proofread, and augment week. Okay, so we've done our narrative, we've done our descriptive, and now this week it's our argumentative persuasive. Okay, I will get your redone descriptives back to you as soon as I can. So you've done this 2 times already. This is just the 3rd time. I gave you guys a blog this week wherein I placed my little guide for how to, the difference between revising, editing, and proofreading. There are actually 3 different processes, okay? Revising is just the initial reading over of your document, looking for any big glaring errors, maybe your MLA heading or your is screwed up, or you don't have your last name with the corresponding page number in the upper right hand corner, maybe your title isn't original. The big things that are going to stand out to you, that's what you'll catch in a revision pass. The next pass is your editing pass, okay? It's when you read over with a finer tooth comb and maybe look for in indentation errors for paragraphs, or maybe structural errors of various types. And then finally is the proofreading. So think of the word foolproof. This is where you make it foolproof. You've revised, given it a once over. You've edited, kind of gone more in detail. And proofreading is the smell test, okay? Like, picture a metaphor of like a factory or something. You have those inspectors in like candy factories, and they make sure that before the candy's wrapped, all the little imperfections are taken care of. All the no bueno ones are discarded or whatever. Okay, that's the application that you all give to your essay before you turn it in. You have proofread it, made sure that subject verb agreement is there, verb tenses are consistent, you're not using first person pronouns, all that stuff. Okay, so the blog this week, and blogs voluntary. You don't have to do them, but it's to your benefit that you do, as I will remind you. Okay. And if you are going to participate in the blog, go ahead and try to get that done earlier in the week. Okay. Because I like to talk to you guys throughout the week too. And I find myself in the beginning of the week putting my 2 cents in there, but I don't see anybody else in there yet. So try to portion out a little bit of your time during the week in the beginning so that you and I and blogs, it's you and I, okay? Discussion forum, it's everybody. But blogs, it's you and I talking to each other. And this, I'm just asking you to reflect on your own revision, editing, and proofreading process, approaching your narrative, your descriptive, and now your argumentative persuasive, okay? So one mandatory thing this week, full-term class, that is your revised, edited, proofread, and augmented. Augmented meaning enlarged, added to. You do add a page, remember. Version of your argumentative persuasive essay, okay? That's the thing that you must do. And then the voluntary aspect, of course, is the blog entry, okay? Which calls on you to talk about your own revise, edit, proofread, augment processes, okay? All right, so here I am at 6 minutes, 20 seconds in the video. I'm going to transition over to the half-term class, okay? Half-term class, this is our week 6. So given that we are in a half-term class, we have a quarter is 9 weeks. So our class will end, and this goes for the college in general, in the beginning week of May. Okay, so this is our 6th week, so we got, after this, about 3 weeks left. Okay, so the end is nigh. So just like the full-term class, they were doing their, what you get to do in a full-term class, that we have a little bit more space, room to work with, is revisit the essays. Okay, now, granted that we can't revisit our essays, my grading is, tweaked a little bit, okay? The full-term class, being that I know that they're going to have an opportunity to polish their essays at a later point in the period, in the term, my grading fits that. You all, it's one and done, okay? So I try to take all that into consideration for half-term classes. But we have our argumentative persuasive essay due this week. We've done our narrative. You've done your descriptive. The descriptives will be coming back this week, okay? As I say on the announcement, this essay, argumentative persuasive, you've taken, I think if memory serves, some of you have come to me with topics, not nearly enough though. So I'm happy to review a topic with you, but you really got to get that to me like now. If you want me to look at a paper, like a draft, remember the rule there is if it's sent after Wednesday, 11:59 p.m., like a minute before midnight Thursday, I don't read it. So if you want me to look at a draft, I'm happy to do that. But this is where you have selected your topic, an argumentative topic, not the earth revolves around the sun. That is not argumentative. We all know that. But opinionated matters, okay? Having to do with politics or health policy or different social policies or everything. You could make the argument that everything is an argument, okay? Whenever you are engaging in discourse with somebody, conversing with somebody, you are trying to advance a position, right? I mean, this is what we try to do when we talk to each other, try to have people see things from our perspective. Now, you're not using research for this version. This is what I call the no research version of your argumentative persuasive. After this paper, you are going to incorporate MLA research into it, okay? But that's off the table right now. You're arguing right now based on your own sense of logic, logos. It's a Greek word coined by Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher. Logic, so think rationality. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C, okay? Rationality, appealing to data, facts, which you're not going to use because that's research material, so maybe don't rely so much on hard numbers and data, unless this is your common knowledge and you just happen to know crime statistics of a certain municipality by gender, or whatever the breakdown would be. But I'm relying on you to use your own sense of logic. What makes sense? Okay, logos, ethos, ethics, right? Right and wrong, morality, credibility, authority. Okay, here's an example of ethos. As Americans, we believe. As Americans, I'm appealing to a set of people who have a set of values in mind, right? Americans, we all share values, right? Enshrined in the Constitution. So when I'm making an ethos pitch, it is as blankety blank citizens, an example. Okay, and then finally pathos. This is using emotionally charged, maybe intense language to get your point across. Pathos, think of the words like pathetic, sympathetic, empathetic, having to do with emotions, the human element, pulling on the heartstrings, okay? One that politicians and media types like to use is think of the children or people will die, okay? These are instances of pathos. You're appealing to like a gut punch emotion, an emotional gut punch, let's call it that, okay? So those are the three big ones. Logos, using logic and reason. Ethos, using credibility, character, authority, right and wrong, morality. And then pathos, emotion, passion. Okay? So you're going to argue your case based on those three criteria. Okay? Now, when it comes time for the MLA research version in a couple weeks, you will have to have looked inside of the Galileo databases using the GNTC library tool, which we'll go over in due time. So it's a good idea to at least go into Galileo. This is accessed, you could access it through Blackboard. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see the library link Galileo. And what Galileo provides is it's basically like a housing of scholarly databases where experts in the field have contributed to various disciplines and subjects. You're going to be using those journal articles from Galileo in your MLA research essay, but that's not for a couple of weeks now, okay? But it's not a bad idea to start looking in those databases now, maybe running your topic in there, seeing what pops up, okay? Because you're sticking with the same topic. For the argumentative persuasive essay due at the end of this week, you're taking that topic in a couple weeks and adding research to it, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? So other than that, everybody, and you all too have a blog opportunity this week as well. So just as I told the full-term class, if you all can do me a favor and at the beginning of the week contribute to the blog, that will be really, really appreciated. Blogs are voluntary, you don't have to do them, but they are going to give you a boost for your final essay grade, the MLA research essay, in fact, okay? And the blog just asks you to think of a time recently when you or somebody else have had maybe a disagreement, an argument, okay? Did you use any of these appeals, logos, ethos, pathos? Did you lose your temper? Was it a successful argument? All those things you could talk about in the blog section for this week. So both classes, argumentative and persuasive, half-term class, you guys have your essay that is due at the end of this week. Full-term class, you guys have the one that you are revisiting to add to and make your tweaks. Both sections have blogs, okay? Voluntary, okay? But I encourage you to participate. And that is what we have on tap, both sections for this week. Hopefully the single video format is working for you guys. It's just a two birds, one stone thing for me. You're welcome to get in touch with me throughout the week if you need any further clarification or if I could help you in any way. And let's successfully close another week, everybody. The end is nigh. All right. Peace. See you next week.